Have you ever heard of Chernobyl, the most catastrophic nuclear disaster in history? But behind the explosion was not just faulty technology, it was a painful testament to poor decisions, delay, and the concealment of the truth. Let's delve into this haunting story and the lessons that reshape the way we think about success. History to mindset. Chernobyl, a priceless lesson on delay and concealment. The fateful hours began with negligence. On the night of April 26, 1986, the sky was still, the air heavy, as if waiting for something. At the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine, Deputy Chief Engineer Anatoly Dyatlov was overseeing a test to check the reactor's ability to operate during a power outage. However, this test, instead of following strict safety protocols, was altered to meet reporting requirements. Anatoly Dyatlov, described as arrogant, hot-tempered, and unwilling to listen to subordinates, ignored numerous warnings. Engineers cautioned that the cooling water pressure had dropped to dangerous levels, but he dismissed it, saying it's nothing serious. When the warning lights began flashing, he ordered them to be turned off. Dyatlov decided to continue the test with an unstable reactor nearly on the brink of meltdown. At 1:23 a.m., a deafening explosion shattered the night. The entire system collapsed. The roof, weighing thousands of tons, was blasted off. Massive concrete blocks from the reactor's roof were hurled into the air. A strange blue light shot up into the sky like a bolt of lightning from hell, but no one realized that it was radiation, invisible, silent, yet deadly. Just a few kilometers away, the town of Pripyat was still asleep. Children lay in their parents' arms, street lights cast a dim glow, and no one knew that death was silently creeping through the wind, through every house. And then, history changed forever. When you underestimate risk, risk will defeat you. Chernobyl is a stark reminder of the price paid when you refuse to face the truth. When the explosion happened, workers at the site, even the plant's leadership, tried to reassure everyone that everything was under control. They didn't conduct thorough checks or confront the reality that the reactor core had melted down. The delay and concealment, the second disaster. Immediately after the explosion, radiation levels skyrocketed to unimaginable levels. At the epicenter of the blast, radiation hit 20,000 Roentgen per hour, enough to kill a person in a matter of minutes. Yet, instead of raising alarms and calling for immediate evacuation, Dyatlov and the plant's leadership tried to hide the truth. They told the higher authorities that everything was under control. Soviet leadership, afraid that acknowledging the disaster would shame the nation, also chose to delay. For the first 36 hours, the town of Pripyat continued as usual. Children went to school, adults went to work, and everyone unknowingly breathed in air filled with radioactive particles. As radiation began to assault the human body, the first symptoms appeared: nausea, headaches, and skin burns. Many workers directly involved in the disaster response didn't realize they were being severely irradiated. Within days, their skin began to peel, their flesh ulcerated, their hair fell out, and they died in unimaginable pain. Doctors in Pripyat's hospital were utterly powerless in the face of the radiation sickness sweeping through their patients. Some of the firefighters who helped extinguish the reactor fire died within hours. Images from the hospitals were filled with the bodies of the dead, their eyes wide open, as if asking, "Why weren't we warned?" The brave tin soldier, a symbol of courage. When Soviet authorities finally recognized the disaster's scale, thousands of workers, engineers, and soldiers, known as the Tin Soldier, were sent in to handle the crisis. They knew full well that every second spent near the reactor was a second closer to death, but they pressed on. These workers, with bare hands or rudimentary protective gear, poured concrete to seal the reactor, creating a massive steel sarcophagus to contain the radiation. They sacrificed their health and lives to save millions of others, not just in Ukraine, but across Europe. From The Tin Soldier, we learn that success requires not only intelligence, but also courage and commitment. In business and life, sometimes you must face risk, push through fear, and aim for a bigger goal. But courage alone is not enough. Transparency is the key to building trust and sustainability. A company that hides its mistakes, a leader who avoids the truth, all will pay dearly in trust and loyalty. In today's world, where information spreads as fast as light, transparency is not just an option, but the most powerful weapon. Chernobyl is not just a nuclear disaster. It is a painful reminder of the consequences of delay, concealment, and the refusal to face the truth. In life and business, the successful are not those who never make mistakes, but those who are willing to recognize, admit, and correct their errors. The mindset of hiding everything never solves the problem. It only makes the consequences worse. Chernobyl took the lives of thousands, but its lessons remain as relevant as ever. In the modern world, we cannot control every crisis, but we can control how we respond. Success does not come from avoiding mistakes, but from confronting them, learning from them, and improving continuously.
Thanks for listening. This is History to Mindset. We would love for you to like, share, comment, and subscribe to help our channel grow in the future.